Today we're looking at judo transitions. So we're going to go from judo holds 1, which looked at Mune Gatame, Kesa Gatame and Kuzure Kesa Gatame. And then we're going to go on to the second lot of holds from judo 2. So here we go for the first one. Our first one was Kesa Gatame. So Kesa Gatame was our starting point here. So I can get myself into Kesa Gatame, arm underneath the head, I've got the arm. So now my bottom leg, so the one that's nearest the floor, is going to tuck underneath me. My other leg, I'm going to use that to pivot. So I've got hold of it, I'm going to pull this elbow up so it's nice and high, so they can't turn. Keep the pressure on the body, turn myself in, bring the legs in. Now I swap my hands. Here, then I can either go to a traditional Mune Gatame or whichever one I want. So now I've got Mune Gatame. So that's our first little bit. So from here, Mune Gatame. So we're in Kesa Gatame to get to Mune Gatame. Pressure on this far foot on the inside. I'm going to pop my hips around, keep my chest low. Here, bring my knees in, change my hands, change my arms, and there's Mune Gatame. Do that again. So grab underneath. Here, get yourself into good Kesa Gatame. Then pop this far, the high leg up underneath, keeping the pressure on. Don't push too far this way. Keep your superhero badge on their superhero badge. Bring the knees in. You can see there, just tucking the elbow, sorry, the shoulder up. Get my knee nicely underneath so there's no way they can move easily. And then I'm in my solid base. I've got a knee by the shoulder, a knee by the hips. Superhero badge and superhero badge. Then I settle into my Mune Gatame. Let's do one more on this side. So grab hold, got my Mune Gatame, got my Kesa Gatame, scarf hold, pop that leg, bring the knee up, hand comes underneath, other knee comes in, and through. And then I'm on Mune Gatame. So now let's try it on the other side. So exactly the same hold. So you can see from a different angle. Kesa Gatame here. You can see this far leg, the high leg, is going to pop underneath by pushing this knee up. So I'm going to pop that knee up, take the weight from my hip, here onto my toes so my knees aren't touching the ground, and then I can bring my knees in if I want. Kind of the order is going to depend on what your partner's doing, so don't worry too much about the order. More concentrate on pressure on top, pressure on top. So grab hold, set your legs up, pop that leg here. Can you see I've changed from being side of my rib cage to the front, more sternum, and then here, so this time I'm keeping my legs out, wide base, or I can do like we did on the other side. Here, pop that leg, bring my knee up. I might even pull this arm up to get this shoulder, so get my knee underneath the shoulder, arm underneath, pop it in, and then I've got a nice tight Mune Gatame. One more on this side. Here, I'm through, so I'm pop that leg through, bring this knee in. So the one thing is when I say there's not too much of an order, or there isn't an order, I would focus on getting this knee up to the shoulder first, rather than having this knee, because then that's going to bring you up off the body. So here, bring that knee up, I can keep my chest low, get set on myself in, even set my stance, I can stay like this, or then pop in for that Mune Gatame. So then we want to go from that, on these first three holds, going from Mune Gatame to Kesa Gatame, it's taking you kind of back to the Kesa. So from here, we're going to start in Mune Gatame, so I'll pop the other side. Here, so now, if I'm going for a traditional Mune Gatame, chest hold, I've got this arm underneath their arm, and that falls into Kuzure Kesa Gatame. So now, I'm going to take the hand that's underneath the head, bring it out, I'm going to pull up the elbow to give myself a room to go and put this knee in. Now, my far knee, the one furthest from their head, is going to slide underneath here. And then I'm into Kesa, or Kuzure Kesa Gatame. I could then change it to Kesa, but there's no real point. So I've got a good strong hold here by grabbing the shoulder, tucking the hip in, and there's my Kuzure Kesa Gatame. So we're going from Mune Gatame. Here, this arm's already underneath. I bring this hand out. I'm going to pull up the elbow. So now I've got control of them here. I'm keeping chest to chest, and then I'll pop my legs through, and then I can turn my chest through here. And then I'm in my Kuzure Kesa Gatame. So you see there, I kept the pressure on, and that's the biggest thing whenever you're transitioning, is that you have the pressure on the person. So from here, take this arm, so rather than letting this arm go and get in the way and stopping you, I'm going to pull it up, nice and tight. This arm already set for my Kuzure Kesa Gatame, sorry. Now what I'm going to do from there is pop that leg through, and now I've got my weight down on the partner into Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Let's do it once more. So I'm in Mune Gatame. Here, hand underneath the head, slips underneath, grabs hold of the elbow, pop that leg through, and there's my Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Real simple. Let's go to the other side. So from here, so in Mune Gatame, here, hand that's underneath the head comes underneath and pulls up from the elbow. Remember, grab the hold of the elbow gi. Now, I put the weight onto this high leg toes, and then pop, swivel my hips, here, pop my hips through, step that one through, now we're into Kuzure Kesa Gatame. So let's go again, so we're in Mune Gatame, arm comes out, pull it up, from there, pop your weight onto your other hips, and you see it's there, just a little turn, little quarter turn, get that leg through, keeping this one high, and then I can settle into my Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Let's go again, so Mune Gatame, see how this one flows so nicely, because you've already got that arm and already tucked in this position. Let's do one more. Arm underneath, bring it in, pop the hips. Now I'm there into my Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Remember, the whole time I'm trying to keep my body weight driving down into them, not over them, down into them here. So we're pressing down on their superhero badge. So now what we want to do is we want to connect those three holds. So let's go back to our first side. So we started in Kesa Gatame. So you see how quickly these work together. So we grab hold, Kesa Gatame. So now I pop this leg underneath. So I'm in my here, I've got my running legs. Pop that leg in nice and tight. Change my arms, keeping that pressure on. Now the hand that's underneath the head comes and grabs the arm, the elbow, and then I pop my hips back. And now I'm in Kuzure Kesa Gatame. And from here, then I can just go back here to Mune Gatame, and then if I was going to go to Mune Gatame to Kesa, I'd simply start this one. I'd take this arm over the top, and I'd start this one straight away. So then I'd get my Kesa, and then I'd pop into my hips. I wouldn't often go into a Kesa though from a Mune Gatame, just because Mune Gatame is a very useful hold, and I find there's more options from a Mune Gatame than there is so much a Kesa. But if you want to transition that one, there's an easy way to do it. So we've got Kesa Gatame. From here, this leg pops underneath, in towards that hip here, keeping the pressure on, nice and tight. Hand comes underneath, swap hands, and this hand goes under their arm. Now I've got Mune Gatame. Settle in the hold, and then when you're ready, grab hold of the elbow, grab hold of the shoulder, pop the hips, and now we're in Kuzure Kesa Gatame. Then if I wanted to go back to my Kesa Gatame, I pop myself back here into Mune Gatame, and then before I transition to Kuzure, I take this arm out, tuck it in over the shoulder, and change positions. Now I'd wrap this arm just like before. This one's underneath, so I'm halfway to my Kesa, pop my hips, and then I'm into my full Kesa. Let's go through that once more on this side. So we're going to start in Kesa Gatame. Here, I pop my hips one, bring myself in. Hand goes underneath, arm goes underneath the arm. Now take the hand from underneath the head out, grab hold, get yourself into your Kuzure, so I'm halfway there, pop my hips, and then bang, there's your Kuzure Kesa Gatame. To go back, pop that hip through, arm underneath, one, then arm comes over the top, underneath the head, grab hold of the arm, pop the hips, and then we're back to Kesa. So these are all just handy, useful drills that you can practice, especially when you've not got a partner. So now let's go to the other side. So we've got Kesa Gatame first. So we've got our Kesa, we've got here. We're going to pop that hip in, bring ourselves in, change your arms, arm underneath into Mune. Now take this hand from underneath the head, grab hold of the elbow as it comes out, pop your hips, and then we're into Kuzure. Then we go back to Mune Gatame. We're going to pop those hips here, can keep that pressure on there. See, now I'm on my toes, and my chest is down on their chest. Arm in, that's Mune Gatame, and then I can pop that arm, take that leg through here, and then back to my Kuzure. I come back, arm comes over the top, change my arms here, so now the far arm's gone from underneath the arm to underneath the head, grab hold of the elbow, and now I walk that leg through, and then I'm into my Kesa Gatame. So we go back again, so we've got Kesa Gatame, pop that hip through, arm underneath, and now I'm in Mune Gatame. Now take hold of the elbow again, turn the hips, I'm into Kuzure. Arm comes underneath, change those hips, then back into Mune Gatame. Arm over top, tuck under the head, pop the hips, Kesa Gatame. Come back underneath, 1, 2, change the hips, Mune Gatame. Grab hold of the elbow, change the hips, Kuzure Kesa Gatame. come back, arm underneath, pop in, arm go over the top, tuck underneath the head, grab hold of the elbow, change the hips, and then I'm back to Kesa Gatame. Lost where I'd gone then. Right, so there's a real simple transition of those first 3 holds. So rather than you just going and doing your holds, because you need to know them, but rather than just going through and just doing those holds straight away, a really good practice to get good at them is transitioning. So you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, and it's making them much more useful. A really handy practice without a dummy, yeah, if we pop Derek to the side, is on a ball. It could be, I've got a medicine ball, it could be a football, basketball, doesn't really matter. A pile of pillows, a couple of cushions, doesn't really matter. Your key is keeping the pressure on the ball. That's all you got to do. So I've got, this ball's really handy because it's got this pink rectangle, so that's what I'm seeing as their chest, as their superhero badge. So ensure my superhero badge is on their superhero badge, or I'm pressing down onto that superhero badge. So if we look at the first one here, into Kesa, so we're here, I'm going to pop those hips here, and then pop round, we can pop round to the other side. So you can practice this one on both sides really effectively. So I'm in my Kesa, pop my hips, keeping that pressure on, pop my hips, and through. From there, take your leg through, pressure on. From here, pop my hips, and through. And keeping that pressure on the ball the whole time. Here, I don't need to have my arms on the ground. I obviously would. If I was grabbing hold of someone, I would have them a little bit on the ground at some point. Here, through. One thing I don't want to do is to be putting loads of weight on my arms and hands rather than the ball. So you're going to use your arms a bit to base yourself and have a base, but you're not going to try and drive too much pressure through your elbows and hands and forearms. You're going to try and drive more through your rib cage, here, and chest, there, and through. Here, through. So we can just change those legs, because that's essentially all you're doing. And then you can start bringing your legs in, and then legs out, out. Take them out, bring them in like a Mune Gatame, change them on the inside, through. Bring them out, bring them in, take them through, or even pop them straight in, making sure you're not going here, rolling over the ball. And through, and out, pop those legs in, through, keeping the pressure on the ball, one more, and through. So it's a really good handy practice of pressing down on that ball and keeping the pressure driving through the person. So that's how we can connect the first 3 holds from Judo Holds 1, the first 3 Mon holds, to get to your full first grade.